Brother Dave. I'm frequently asked to comment on the so-called Islamic State and its relationship to Bible prophecy. The atrocities being committed by the IS have led many people to believe that it's quite possible or even likely that at the head of this organization is the Antichrist. For starters, I don't think it's really that necessary for us to identify the Antichrist ahead of time anyway. But there's another common mistake people make when they go looking for someone to identify as the Antichrist. They will look for some really evil leader and then try to put the tag on him. But in reality, I think if you're going to look at all, you should be looking for something quite the opposite. There have been some pretty awful times of suffering and persecution for Christians throughout the history of the church. And certainly the spirit of Antichrist is behind that persecution. But the ultimate Antichrist comes, like the devil that he is, as an angel of light. The Bible says that the whole world will be deceived by him. Only those who have chosen to follow Christ above all others will be able to recognize the evil behind that facade. Similarly, people often talk about wars, so every new war that comes is a sign that Jesus is about to return. But in the 24th chapter of Matthew, verse 6, Jesus says that these are not a sign of the end. There'll be wars and rumors of war, on and on and on through history. The most consistent sign that the Antichrist is about to take control or has taken control will be peace and prosperity to a certain extent. The Antichrist himself will be extremely popular. So that hardly sounds like the Islamic State to me. Prophecies about the last 7 years before Jesus returns seem to suggest that something happens in the middle of that week which catches people by surprise. I know there are some who say that the tribulation lasts for the entire 7 years, but I'm not convinced. It seems more likely to me that the first 3.5 years are part of the Great Deception. It's important for us to consider that now, because it will be very easy for us to get lulled into a false sense of security during the first 3.5 years if the tribulation has not yet begun. If you've been following along with my end-time novel Survivors, you will have noticed that in chapter 14, members of the Wilderness Church take advantage of this false peace so that they can prepare themselves both spiritually and practically for what lies ahead. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do so now so that you can back up and read Survivors from the start. And if you click on the link to Armageddon for Beginners, you'll find there a list of the various events that occurred during the last 7 years and Bible references to explain each of them. And keep those comments coming. Your feedback is helpful to me, and I hope together we can encourage one another and build each other up for the hard times that lie ahead. I'll be back with more to say after the next chapter. In the meantime, keep on following the Lamb wherever he goes.